Hey, this is Mike, and it's October 3rd, Saturday, really early in the morning. And if you probably heard last night, President Trump was admitted to Walter Reed Hospital yesterday, as the White House said, out of an abundance of caution. Now, we've been hearing conflicting reports all day about the condition of the president. Some people said that he was faking the coronavirus illness for as a political opportunity. However, I think we can throw that idea out of the window because the president is not going to go to Walter Reed Hospital to make an elaborate fake COVID situation. And also the fact that now we have, I think, up to a dozen people. We have two U.S. senators, Kellyanne Conway, the head of the press over at the White House. She's contracted coronavirus. There are many other people within the White House sphere. There are now Secret Service personnel that have contracted the coronavirus. So we can pretty much say at this point that the president is not faking. And also the fact that I doubt the Walter Reed Medical Center, which has to deal with cases of veterans being in the hospital, are not going to accommodate such a wide scale, you know, a wide scale faking of an illness. So we can all agree here that the president does have COVID. Now, during the beginning of the day, they said that the president was asymptomatic and went from asymptomatic to having mild symptoms and then moderate symptoms. And then the latest I heard was he was having trouble breathing. He had fatigue, which is common if you have like the flu or even any kind of illness. You just want to lie down. You don't want to move around much. However, we have to consider the comorbidities here, that the president is 74 years old. He is obese. He is in probably one of the highest stress jobs that you can possibly have. So that's going to complicate things. Now, from what I understand, in listening to interviews with Dr. Scott Liebitz from CNBC, or Dr. Scott Gottlieb, is that you're not going to see the full effects of how the virus is going to go after the body until about 10 to 12 days after the first symptoms arrive. So for Trump, the first symptoms arrived on Friday, which means we're not going to know really the extent of how the coronavirus is going to get through the president's system until 10 or 12 days from now. That means all through next week, the trading time of next week, the week ending on October 9th, the ball is going to be essentially up in the air as far as, is Trump just going to stay in the hospital for 1 week and get out, or is it going to get worse? So you need to express a lot of caution when you're trading next week. Now, the market, I say it's only down, but it was only down like 1% yesterday, because I thought, looking at the futures, that we were just going to have one of those days where it kind of starts down, drifts all the way down to the lows of the day, and we didn't get that. And I think they purposely held the announcement of the president moving to Walter Reed to after market close, because that would have sent the market down, definitely down to 3%. Now, how is the market going to open next week? Well, the shock of the president going to the hospital has been priced in, so we may not get that big down move. However, we're going to have a couple of problems, which is it seems like the White House doesn't like to give the most accurate information on the president's health. They always want to play it as he's really, really healthy, and it's kind of understandable. He's the president of the United States, the commander-in-chief. They want to project this image of strength, but that's also going to create uncertainty in the market. So I think you're going to see a lot of volatility next week. You'll have the White House officially saying one thing, and then you may have sources leak from inside Walter Reed Medical Center, and then you have people who just want to cause trouble, who will make up their own stuff and leak it out there to Twitter. And you may have, you're going to have like a lot of information. A lot of it could be misinformation. So I would just be very cautious when it comes to trading next week. If you want to deploy your money in anything, it's really, you just look at gold, because gold is really the sort of the chaos play. I mean, gold finished flat for Friday in a day where the market was down and everything was crazy. And I do think if you look at this just a 5-day chart of gold, it's remained pretty stable. It moved up for the week, but when there's a lot of chaos in the market, you just want to look at gold at this point. And I also wanted to take a look at just some of the popular stocks that a lot of people are in. Tesla was down big this week. Actually, the EVs kind of took a beating. Let's see, we'll take a look at Workhorse. And this could just be, was down. This just could be profit taking or rotation into something else. Even the stock that I'm doing cash secure puts on, GameStop, it was down to 939. In fact, GameStop is down below the strike price that I have for my cash secure put, which is 950. However, it doesn't bother me because if GameStop does fall below the 950 price, I don't mind owning the stock. I've talked about it, how this is a company that has Ryan Cohen, the founder of Chewy.com, a $27 billion e-commerce pet-only store, that he's going to come to GameStop and turn it into an Amazon competitor. And as I said, look, GameStop right now has a market cap of $600 million. GameStop has $800 million in cash right now in their coffers and only $500 million in debt. So they have $300 million in cash right now. Plus they have 5,800 stores, and they can, if they had to just shore up their finances, they can close their lowest 10% performing stores. Now they're not going to do that right now because the game consoles, PS5 and Microsoft Xbox One, they're coming out, so all their stores are going to be busy this holiday. But I actually don't mind GameStop going down because I think a lot of people are going to sleep on this stock. And when they do report all the sales from their fourth quarter console sales, I think this is a stock that's going to shoot up. And also when they start moving into their e-commerce play, in fact, their e-commerce has risen like 800% or some crazy number like that in the past year alone. So they are shifting more towards e-commerce. So I'm just bringing this up because if you watch my videos every day, you know I'm big into GameStop. So I just want to give an update since GameStop has really drifted down the past 3 days from a high of 1068 down to 939. So that's like a 12% haircut. But like I said, I'm not concerned. It's still way above its 50-day moving average. Its 50-day moving average is like 540 and staying at 939. I want to give a shout out to Dead Inside. If you know, he has a great channel, great YouTube channel. He's been buying NanoX Imaging. This is an Israeli-based sort of X-ray imaging company that they're creating like this very portable, lightweight imaging system. And Dead Inside has been buying this like as it's been falling. He's been buying all the way down here, and it popped. So because the NanoX Imaging had, they did a live demo of their ARC device, and so he caught a bit. But I just want to give a shout out because I think this is great. Now, personally, I don't, I may look at investing in this if they have options on it. I may consider cash secure puts, but I need to check out what the 50-day moving average on this is first, because that's kind of a hard criteria that I use before I look at doing a cash secure, or even before buying any stock. I can't find the information right now, right away, but I'll probably do a little more information on NanoX. If it's above the 50-day moving average, it looks like a stock that's ready to move higher. Like when a stock moves 50% in one day, it's going to pull back. It's going to, usually from what I've noticed, that it pulls back about 50% of its like big one-day pop. So I'll wait for it to pull back maybe to about, let's see, it's 23 and it went to 37. That's at 13. So I wait till I hit about 31, and I may look at, and if it's above its 50-day moving average, I may look at cash secure puts on it. But I think that was just a great call from him. So that's all I have for today. Tomorrow, I'm going to do some more special reports. I'm going to talk a little bit about ARK investments tomorrow, but I just want to do a little more research on that before I put it out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure, if you enjoy it, be sure to like the video and subscribe. I come out with videos every day, especially before markets opens, when the market is open for the day. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks. Bye.